morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Wednesday. It's Summon Dr. Death here, coming at you live. We are back once again with some more Elden Ring. We are breaking on through the Shadow Realm. We are pushing through it. I didn't stream yesterday because I am trying to kind of learn some video editing software. I'm also trying to learn how to make thumbnails. Uh, so hopefully in the near future I'll have some better thumbnails for the videos, and the videos will also have some better animations to it. Like, I want to put some memes in the videos alongside having the videos having some better thumbnails, just to make the content overall better. Not necessarily the best, you know. I've only been doing this a couple months, but yeah, I would like to make sure that the content is more enjoyable. But I'm trying, you know, about everything. That was a point when I was at my second duty station. I already had my first seizure and everything. Had my first seizure when I was at my first duty station, over in Okinawa. I got called shake and bake. Not out of hate or anything, or being made fun of. When you're in the military, you get kind of poked fun at. Not usually I don't think it's out of being made fun of. It's usually out of love. You kind of grow thick skin and learn that when people make fun of you, it's not out of bullying or anything like that. But the joke was essentially, oh, you have seizures. So, and when you have a seizure, you shake, and your body temperature rises, so you bake. Ha ha. But don't actually get hurt from your seizure, because we care about you. It's supposed to be funny. But yeah, that was the joke. Somebody at my second duty station while I was at Quantico actually called me another name involving that same principle, Steak and Shake, after I told them my nickname. Because I lifted a lot while I was still in. I actually was pretty decently large. I can explain circumstances as to why I stopped lifting in a little while. There was a third nickname as well. It was Fuck Ass. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting nickname. I won't go into that name. Whatever connotation you want to decide on that, that's all right. Not gonna. It's good enough for me. But yeah, military is an interesting place. Everyone kind of has their own experiences with it. It depends on the branch, depends on the places you go, depends on the places you meet, depends on your leadership. Also depends on your MOS. it's a mixture of circumstances, mixture of fucked up events, a mixture of who you get along with, camaraderie. If you're willing to help your buddies and get along with those you don't get along with, and if you're willing to put in the hours, well, you have to put in the hours when the circumstances don't look great. But like, there were times where I really wanted to say fuck it, but you can't really just walk out on it. Like, you paid 24/7. But the pay isn't the greatest. Like, regardless of you being paid 24/7, you're not really paid great until you reach like staff. The only thing that's really great about it is if you live in the barracks, you don't really have to pay for anything. You can put everything in a savings account if you want. The only thing you have to pay for is uniform allowance, and shit that you really want, and your haircut. It's not really anything that you really have to pay for. I mean, you can order out if you want, but it's not really a big point in doing that. If you're a dummy, like I was, there will be times where you want to drink because you get depressed and you want to hang out with your buddies. Which most people do in the military. Like, just what it is. But I also wanted to work out a lot. And so I paid for a bunch of workout equipment and supplements. And I worked out pretty much every day. So I paid for a bunch of protein powder. And I paid for creatine. I paid for amino acids. I paid for a lifting belt for my back. I didn't pay for lifting gloves. I paid for a lot of shit. I got my own canteen because I wanted one. Oh, one thing that you might have to pay for if you are stupid and lose your shit is your SIF gear. That's if you lose your shit. Because if you're issued stuff, you have to give it back to SIF when you leave a duty station. Everything you're issued, you have to give one of those things back. Or if you're issued 4 of that thing, you have to give 4 of those things back. If you lose any of that, you have to go buy some of those things. And they are always expensive. Even if it's like a plastic little tip. Like, let's say you're issued an Xbox cover. for your controller from Sif. These could be like worth like $2 on Amazon or something. But if you have to buy it at the Sif store, you'll have to pay like $60 for one of these plastic covers. But that's the thing. If it's a Sif issued item, they'll tell the difference if you bought it off of Amazon or at the Sif store. And they'll want the Sif issued item. So you will have to get it like a serialized issued plastic cover specifically. So you'll have to get the $60 version of the plastic cover. So you can't just buy the $2 version. You have to get the $60 version. So it's behoove of you to not lose it. Like, very behoove of you. Because if you do, you're going to regret it. Just going to smash this guy real quick. You thought. He was swinging that katana like he owned the place. I mean, he was the boss, but I got his ass. But why did I stop lifting? Couple of reasons, really. Part of it was a mental thing. Part of it was a discipline thing. Another reason was I had an injury right at the end of my enlistment. I still got out with an honorable discharge, but I did something stupid. And essentially, how do I say this? I decided it was a good idea to get involved with somebody that I shouldn't have. And it kind of got me into a little bit of a mess. It also kind of got them into a little bit of a mess too. I'll admit that. And what happened to them was I had, with my seizure episodes, I didn't want to admit my seizures were an issue, and especially with the culture that we had, the stress and everything, they got into trouble from certain things, and beware of dog. drops regular. Okay, whatever. But um, they, I forget what they even did initially, but they were essentially on restriction, and they started talking to me one night. Um, they were one of those military chicks that, and I was like one of those people that didn't really want to get involved with anybody, but they decided to talk to me, and like I was playing Magic, and when they talked to me with a couple buddies of mine, I shouldn't have really paid them any mind, but I did. Um, and one thing led to another, and you know how that goes. What essentially ended up happening is we ended up starting to date, but um, a essentially after they got off restriction, um, they weren't allowed to drive on base, but I had a seizure, like, not a seizure, like I had a full-on seizure, uh, and but they weren't allowed to drive on base, but um, uh, and they kind of panicked, and so instead of calling emergency services, what they should have done is call emergency services, but they were panicked, and they just kind of drove me to the hospital. But because we were on base, obviously, you know how that goes, and they ended up getting put on restriction again. But because at the same time, it was one of those things where uh, since they got in trouble and were put on restriction, they had their rank busted down at one point. And so I was essentially a higher rank dating somebody that was a lower rank that was once the same rank as me, which doesn't look the greatest, but at the same time it's like one of those things where it's like they were once my rank. So it's like they were once my rank, so I didn't think it was a big deal. But I also see the point of military discipline and stuff like that and blah blah blah, but because of that, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but essentially there was a night where somebody kind of talked crap to me and stuff like that, and when I was drunk, and it was not great for me, and I broke my hand. I essentially got in a fight. But yeah, it was a mess. Because of this whole escapade, and but because of this whole mixture of problems, the leadership wasn't very thrilled, and they decided that they were going to they didn't actually take my rank. They Um, they still treated my broken hand. Um, they they I think they busted down my girlfriend again at the time, my ex. Um, and they put me on restriction. They put her on restriction, and I wasn't able to go anywhere. And essentially, because a mixture of me being on restriction and my injury, all that to say, I wasn't able to go to the gym. Um, I wasn't able to go to the gym for about a month or two because of the injury. I a month or two because of the injury and restriction, and that's all it took for me to fall out of discipline and everything. Um, and like I wanted to do pull-ups and push-ups and stuff like that, but I couldn't do it, and I was angry about it because it took like I worked out every single day, and me and my ex would talk every day uh, and everything for while we were on restriction, and it was one of those things where we decided we wanted to get out together and flip off the Marine Corps and stuff like that. That was not a great idea because the situation that we created was a really toxic situation. Um, and we didn't recognize that. And we just were kind of the worst people to create a thing together. Because obviously we put each other on restriction. We, she exacerbated my seizures. I had a clean record, and she put me on. Um, like she got me in a fight, got me a charge like an NJP, um, because yeah, it wasn't necessarily her fault. She didn't twist my arm and convince me to do it. I did it on my own free will. But if I wasn't involved with her, none of it would have happened. Um, that's what I mean by it. But we also fought a lot and stuff, and it was just one of those things that we both didn't really see at the time, and we shouldn't have done. But that's another thing that you can get from being in the military is another way of saying trauma bonds. And you won't recognize them as being so bad. You'll see somebody and think, wow, this person's amazing. And I want to be with this person because they know a lot and they were there when things looked really bad. But in all actuality, it's something called a trauma bond. And you don't want to be around that person. Because those bonds that you create under those circumstances are so high strung that if you pluck the wrong chord on at the wrong frequency and the wrong chord too hard, like the whole relationship can break. And that's something some people need to understand and recognize. And also you walk on eggshells a lot too. I'm sorry? Oh, that's cool. I might max that out. That lizard greatsword might actually be pretty dope. Put a sacred affinity on it. That might be pretty juicy. I see, okay. I know some people are probably wondering why I'm not playing other games. I'm just waiting. I budget a lot, and sometimes I have to make sacrifices in order to be able to do other things. Um, but I will be playing newer games once I can. Damn you, you fuckhead. Well, I'll play newer games once I can budget it into the actual budget. Like, I'm trying to make it through first few months, stuff like that. It just takes a little bit of time to get there, you know. Well, one's dead, I guess. Not the right one. That was really risky. I missed him literally like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, this game is holding off like a really long time duration, and I think that that's pretty decent right now. Like I would really like to play other newer games like Mortal Shell and stuff, Path of Exile and stuff. I just don't got the funds to do it at the moment. I think that's okay. But once GTA hits or like Gears of War E-Day, um, I'll be playing those and stuff. So won't be so bad. Just gotta wait till then, and I'll be paid by then. Got him. I really hate those fuckers. Of course, I'm one-handing it, and it goes right over his head. Thought about playing Ninja Gaiden as well. I did play Ninja Gaiden 2, and I did play Ninja Gaiden 4. I didn't actually play Ninja Gaiden 3. I played Ninja Gaiden 1 as well. But yeah, going back through and playing the Ninja Gaidens, I didn't feel a lot of motivation to play those games. Again, get my ass handed to me all over again. Especially on Master Ninja. Oh my god. If you know, you know. That game is, in my opinion, harder than Dark Souls and the Soulsborne games. And again, as much as I like having a difficult game, I don't like to sweat all that much. I like having a good time, though. I do like a challenge. I just don't like sweating while I play games. Oh. Forgot about this. Okay. I made it. Gotta pull this lever. Got it. Go, Mimic. I'm waiting on you. Jesus. Fucking take an age to fucking target him, God. Super stupid. Got him, though. The damage is outrageous. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. This is a dead end. Well, might as well go back. Fuck! He was just all over the place. Wow, what a dick. I was trying to heal too, but those flames just kept poisoning me. I was like, I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to heal, but for some reason they just kept doing poise. Yes, just keep hitting him for now. Just gonna run back because for some reason. What the fuck? My mimic is retarded. You can't hold aggro for shit. Whatever. I hate this. How long this takes. This takes like a good 10 seconds. I haven't even attacked him yet and he's already on my ass. That was such a stupid fucking boss. I remember fighting that guy for the first time. It took me like so many fucking tries. Gotta drink this bitch's nectar.
Stop it. Get some help.
Her face is not where her face should be. Then we go to Talia. Tell him where she's at.
I had something. I'm heading south. I've recalled something that's more he discovered. That must be worse. I'm heading to the shore.
I'm gonna see if he made it in here. I don't see him in here. Is he in here?
Centrina. Oh, Centrina. What velvety ambrosia is this? Your poison and the sweet sleep that follows. Oh, please, let me hear your voice. Then you too must have paid a visit to Centrina's garden of deepest purple. I'm drifting off in the sea of her poison. Soon I will hear her voice. Let me be. I won't be long. Oh, you mustn't follow my example. Centrina's poison would plunge you into an eternal slumber.
I already did.
Be me, and only me. I'll thank you not to lie to me. I am the chosen, not you. Only I can doze off in the sea of Centrina. Why would you hear her voice when I cannot? If you should utter these cruel untruths to me again, I won't be held responsible for my actions. Please, enough. I cannot believe your cheek, and I will stand for it no longer. I will never. I will never.
Well, I told him the truth.
I will never forgive you. For your trespass, you will know my poison. Why did you mislead me? Such strength put forward. I was no good to anyone. Beginning to end. Weak as a kitten, and thick as two planks. I suppose dying in disgrace is sin, in a way.
Try telling you the truth, bro.
Tell me, please, assuming you spoke the truth back then. What did St. Trina tell you? Tell me, please, assuming you spoke the truth back then. What did St. Trina tell you? Tell me, assuming you what did tell me, assuming you spoke what did
Curious.
Would be Nicholas prison, a cage divinity is beyond saving.
He's probably dead now.
tell me, assuming you what did tell me, assuming you what did
Anything else, St. Trina? Apparently so.
You must kill Mikhail. Grant him forgiveness.
tell me, assuming what did you are a wretched soul. A nightmare come to plague me. Such a thing could possibly be. Could it? Trina, please let me hear your voice in my everlasting slumber. Trina in my
You must kill Mikhail. Grant him forgiveness.
Okay. So she just repeats herself now. Okay. Now I'm assuming Talia is dead. Are you dead, Talia? I think he's dead. Got a world. Got him. Just round in a circle. They're playing Ring Around the Rosies. Oh. Like if there was an if and or but about it, I kind of knew.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like I still have a vague idea for certain things, but there's a lot of things I have to look up. This might be the right way. This might be back in the direction that I was. Yeah, this is the right way. Okay. Those lobsters, those giant fucking lobsters, they are so horrible. They are really advantageous if you are an invader, because they can snipe like like a mile away. If there's a person running, if they didn't kill it, if they don't have like the best dodging ability, they will. Oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna say it. You know what I'm thinking. But those lobsters will snipe you. And it is the worst thing to deal with. Like, and they deal a crap load of damage. And they poise break you almost every time they hit you. But if you're an invader, like they can even hit you as an invader, but they won't target you. Just if they hit you. But like if they're on your side, it's pretty nice. Like you can use a bewitching branch if you're on, if you're you want them to attack invaders or just other random enemies if they're in your world and stuff, and they'll convert to your team and stuff like that, and you can use them to gank. And that's a pretty handy little thing. These crabs, they're not too bad. Just depends on the crab. Some of them are pretty tough. Some of them inflict death blight. And I actually have one doing that to the dung eater. He was running and decided to use his buff. And while he just used his buff, he stood in the middle of one shooting out death blight. And just died. It's pretty funny. Any status effects that they shoot out, even if you're an invader, you're not immune to their status effects. So you have to be really cautious of them doing whatever status effects that they do. But they don't snipe either. So they really just have a they're kind of mostly passive. They don't have any ranged. They're pretty close up and personal. They're pretty slow. So once you're out of their close proximity, they'll pretty much leave you alone. Let's see. Yeah, we're probably going to do this little mausoleum thing. We actually have to go back and do the very first mausoleum that's in the game of the Shadow of the Erd Tree. It's not hard. Well, it is to a degree, but it's not that bad. Go ahead and buff. Let's try to do it with just this sword. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? That fire damage, pretty dumb. I don't understand. Whatever. I mean, especially with Royal Knight's Resolve, it makes sense. Easy day. One hit, lots of damage. But I also like the 3. I think I'm gonna go with just the 1. The wide sweep. Don't think so. See, the fire sword's really nice. Just heavy as hell. I think I found him.
Nice.
I got him. I fucking killed his ass by blowing him off the edge. That was fucking awesome. Come forth. I got him. I got him.
Righteous tarnished. It's been some time.
I almost attacked this guy.
Unburdening my soul to you, I had hoped to make a fresh start, but there was one thought I could not dislodge from my mind. So, here I am, quite unable to move on. After Lord Moke's slaying at his dynastic palace, it appears his body has been absconded with and taken straight to kind Mikola. Surely you recall that I once served Lord Moog as a pureblood knight, after failing him in every regard, and losing sight of my vows. I'd do anything to make amends, in whatever meager way I can. What could they possibly have in mind for Lord Moog's remains? The implications are rather unnerving.
They're gonna revive him and put Radon's soul in it.
Possibly have in mind for Lord Moog's remains. The implication.
You fucking. Oh, he blocked it!